Today is the chairman of the board of the Jackson County Commission, Steve Shotwell. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Bart. Nice to see you today.
Yes, good to see you as well.
Yeah.
And Steve is going to be one of the, I don't know if it's been announced yet, so maybe we're breaking news. You're going to be a Bright Walls mural.
Yes, we are. Yeah, they were there yesterday cleaning the wall. We're looking forward to it.
Do you know who your artist is?
I do, but I don't remember her name, so you know that she's the lady that did the back of the district library.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Have
yeah.
a nice day, lady.
Right.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
So,
it will be. With that big wall, and you can see it all the way out East Michigan Avenue as far as the hospital and everything. So yeah, it'll be real nice to have that wall painted.
Yeah, and she'll probably, I think most of her murals, it's text, so she'll probably have some cool saying or
Very
something.
cool shoes available here in Jackson.
Well, I do want to talk to you about shoes. Steve, also the owner of Miller Shoes. But first, let's catch up on some county business. The Jackson County Fair just came to an end. It seemed like it was a successful season.
Successful fair, a little wet during the week.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no, people really got out and got to enjoy it. We had the 3 live acts to start with, and then followed up with the other showcase events, the monster trucks and the demolition derby and the other events. So yeah, it turned out really well for participation within the city also and the county. A lot of the kids involved in 4-H got to come back this year. We didn't have to do a Zoom animal show, so that made a big difference. And the kids were able to get a lot of premium money that way, and then also sell their animals at the end of the event to make money for next year's animals. So that's what a lot of those kids do. Will sell their animal this year, so that way they can start with a new one come October, November.
It's a lot of work. Did you ever raise animals?
I've raised animals, but not animals like 4-H. They're a serious crew. I've been around some of those kids. I've sponsored some kids. I've had the opportunity to buy some of the animals afterwards, and no, they've been very enjoyable to be with all the way around.
The fair looks great. The fairgrounds looks great. Keeley Park looks great, and the fair looked great.
Yeah, we're working real hard to make Jackson Parks an exciting place to be, and we have a lot of different enhancements coming for the Jackson Parks over the next year, and the things that the Board of Commissioners have been taking care of the last 2 years. So yes.
It's amazing that we have, I think, 10 county parks at lakes, somewhere
Correct.
around there.
Correct.
Little Wolf Lake, that's one of them, and there's some plans there.
Yeah, there'll be an expansion at Little Wolf Lake. We're looking at purchasing a property adjacent, which will allow us to have a better waterfront. So that way we can do a similar barrier-free entranceway for kayaks, canoes, and people that want to get on the Great Blue Water Trail, which flows right through Jackson on the Grand River. That's a very nice trip from Little Wolf Lake all the way up to Michigan Center. And so yeah, and then to downtown Jackson. So it's a nice run, very pretty, and easy to do, and a lot of put-ins and takeouts, so you can switch in and out, but a barrier-free one will be going in there at Little Wolf Lake, and we're working with the township to be able to enhance that whole area. So we've remodeled 5 of our parks over the last 2 years, putting in new playground equipment, putting in safe toys for kids. The only thing that a lot of people talk about is, what have you done with the snail? Well, we've migrated the snail out of Jackson County Park System and have been able to put in those new toys with comfortable and safe surfaces underneath. So we won't have those broken collarbones anymore.
The snail has been retired.
Correct.
I talked to quite a few people at the Civil War Muster Weekend that had never been to the Cascades, and so many people, we take it for granted, commenting on how beautiful the park is, how perfect it is for the muster, and just how great we've got it here.
Well, that goes back to when Jim Guerrero first put together the Civil War Muster program with people like Ken Album and others in Jackson County, and created a non-battlefield located Civil War muster, which became the largest one in the United States outside of a national battlefield. And we allowed the reenactors to actually have ground fires, and we built a cornfield one time in the back of the Cascades, and this past year we built parapets and the earthworks and everything like that to showcase all the different parts of the Civil War battles that went on. And then also we have Jacksonburg, which is a reenactor's city or village, and a lot of the different businesses that were around during the Civil War in Jackson, Michigan.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, the people that built the little fires, you could see they neatly dug up sod, laid it aside so they could replant it when they left. In fact, if you go there today, you would never, there's no evidence there was anything happening.
Correct. That's what I mean. That's the advantage of what we started and created and have put together over the last 30 years.
We've got the Jackson County Animal Shelter planned expansion.
Big remodel. Big remodel. When we started just before COVID, the Board of Commissioners authorized to get the place, some offices built and that type of stuff. The first bids came back incredibly high. And so we postponed that for a year. Things really didn't improve, so the Board of Commissioners allocated a little more money. And then with the enhancement of the federal government dollars, we're able to break ground this year on an enhanced offices for our animal control officers, an additional vehicle. We now have 3 animal control officers that are available. You're going to see a much larger and cleaner space. We're going to be able to move the air around a lot better, protect us from our chronic kennel cough, which happens when you have a lot of stray animals that aren't vaccinated properly. But I'll tell you, our staff has done a wonderful job getting puppies out there. When they first got the brand new vehicle, the hurricane happened down in the Gulf. A lot of people don't remember that.
Yeah.
Our 2 new animal control officers says, hey, we have a new vehicle. We really not got up and running yet. We really don't start till June 1st. Do you mind if we go down and help with the animal control? And they took the van and went down and arrived, and they talked to the state police and the FEMA people, and they said, okay, here's your district. And they handed them and said, New Orleans proper. So what do you mean New Orleans proper? Well, you're the only animal control that we've got that we can spare. You get all the metro part of going to get started in New Orleans and start helping us. So they spent a week down there. And that connection has brought animals back to Jackson from the Gulf, and one of them now resides at the Shotwell house.
No kidding.
We have Louisiana Catahoula leopard dog that's a year old named Bodie. That was one that came back with one of the pregnant females and was able to get boarded out, and we took her on. So it's a good experience for everybody.
Cool. Bodie, that's a southern name.
Yes.
And will the animal officers be right at the shelter?
Yes, they're stationed at the shelter, but are on call 911. So if you need assistance, don't hesitate. They reach out, and I saw Lydia's list recently: turtles, snakes, raccoons, skunks, dogs, cats, gerbils.
Nice.
They're more than happy to step in and help solve an animal problem.
Also, you playing a big part in the County Farm Road, the new industrial park there. You've got a lot of improvements to make to the roads. Yeah,
we've had a safety project scheduled out there at the request of TAC Manufacturing and Technique and Chemitol for a couple of years. We have an opportunity with this whole project of spending over $9.9 million on the roads and road enhancements and safety from 127 at Springport all the way out to Blackman Road. So that way that will become an all-season road. And not only that, but it'll have the left turn lanes and the safety lanes that it needs to access the brand new technology park that the Blackman LDFA and Blackman Township have put together on the north side of County Farm Road.
It's going to be awesome.
So yeah, it'll be awesome. You think back, the last time we really made an investment like this was almost 30 years ago with Mackey and TAC, and we all know those jobs and the impact those businesses have had on Jackson community. And this Board of Commissioners was willing to step up and do what's needed to get done to really create a positive project for Jackson.
Yeah, look how that paid off. Mackey and TAC, all that they provide to the community, all those jobs.
Yeah, and it snowballed. It created the investment in the Jackson Crossing by Ramco Gershenson, and Target moving here, and all the exciting businesses and all the improvements there along Boardman Road.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just all spins off. Once you start it, it really takes off.
Well, back to school is shoe time. It always was for me growing up. That was one of the highlights of going back to school, get new shoes. And you're a place people can get new shoes. You brought some.
Yeah, and I brought a couple with me. I hope you don't mind I show them to you here. We also carry a multitude of Stride Right socks that are available for both boys and girls, but this is the big one here. Lights is not the thing. It's alternative closures.
What? I've never seen that before.
So yes, we have those. We have those in boys and girls, all the way up to size 7. So yeah, this is the new big thing. That's an airline cable. It doesn't snap.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, so it doesn't come out. All you got to do is release the snap and twist it. Doesn't put any pressure across the instep like ties did. Leave those nasty red marks and that type of stuff. And the nice part about it is it gentle machine wash and air dry for the kids. And then
You can throw the shoe in the washer?
yeah, and these here too from New Balance with alternative closure. And we have the same versions in tie, but these are the hot ones right there in your hand. That's the exciting one. And those come in widths. So if you've got that little kid that's a real wide width or real narrow, New Balance covers you completely. And they're available at Miller's Shoes right here in Jackson.
So you don't even have to learn how to tie shoes?
No, no, you can learn to, all you have to know how to do is push a button and turn a crank.
Now, what's that sandal you brought?
Well, these are the new secret at Miller's Shoes. We're now carrying Birkenstocks. And that's the traditional Arizona. And we have all sizes in that, in black and what they call, you and I call it brown, but they have a more unique color. And then this is for fall, a men's and women's clog also available from Birkenstock. And we're an authorized Birkenstock repair facility, so you can drop stuff off, and in 3 weeks, typically we have things back and rebuilt. So yes.
And Birkenstock is one of the most counterfeited shoe products in the world, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So
you can get yourself in some real trouble if you're playing around with it that way. But no, we have the true German Birkenstocks, and we have them in stock in all sizes. And more coming for fall.
Yeah, there was a really cool story on, I think it was CBS Sunday Morning, about they interviewed the president of Birkenstock and how they make the shoes, and it's unbelievable. It's quite a process.
Mm-hmm. So yes, it's an exciting time, and all of these shoes come in widths. So we can take care of those problems and make sure that you're properly fitted at Miller's Shoes. Mike, my son, is in business and going to be eventually taking over. So we're moving in the right direction. There'll be a 4th generation on Michigan Avenue, and a Jim Shotwell working for the betterment of Jackson for another 30 years.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Since, I believe, 1912?
Yes, sir.
Miller's Shoes, a Jackson mainstay, tradition, and legend. Thanks for coming in.
Always, Bart. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Good to see you. Owner of Miller's Shoes and chair of the Jackson County Board of Commissioners, Steve Shotwell. Coming